Welcome to Golden Software's introductory video for Voxler 2. This demonstration video will cover the basic functions of the various windows in the Voxler program. Voxler is Golden Software's 3D visualization program. Voxler can create many different 3D map types, such as isosurfaces, height fields, vol renders, and contour maps. When you first open Voxler, you will see four windows: the module library, the network window, the properties window, and the viewer window. To display the windows, choose the View menu and then click on the name of the window. If there's a check mark next to the window name, then that window is visible. If there's not a check mark next to the window name, then that window is not visible. For example, if I click the box next to Network Window, it disappears. If I click it again, it reappears. Windows can be resized and moved anywhere within the Voxler screen. To resize a window, select the edge of the window represented by two parallel bars. Click and hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse up or down, or right or left. Release the mouse and the window is the new size. To move a window, click on the title area of the window and drag it to a new location. A window can be floating and located anywhere on the screen, or docking in a set location represented by the outline of a gray rectangle. To create a floating window, simply double-click on the title bar of the window. You can drag the window around anywhere you want on the screen. To dock the window again, double-click on the title bar or drag the window until the window outline is docked against one of the sides of the Voxler window. There are several docking locations within the Voxler screen. To create tab windows, select the title area of the window and drag it so that it is placed on top of the title area of another window. To untab windows, click on the tab with the window name you want to untab. Drag the window into the viewer window area so that it is a floating window. You can then drag the window to any docking location to dock it again. The first window I'm going to discuss is the module library, located on the far left of the Voxler window. The module library displays a list of available modules. A module can be data, a procedure that acts on data, or a visualization of the data or procedure. Some examples of modules are an ASCII data file, a gritter, a scatter plot, or an isosurface. The first important part of the module library is the Show Hide All Modules button. This button, located at the top of the module library, controls the display of the modules in the module library. When this button is depressed, all of the modules are listed. When this button is not depressed, only the modules that can be attached to the currently selected module are shown. The Windows section contains examples, a method to load data, and the list of modules, divided into categories. In the Examples section, double-click on any example to open it. For instance, double-clicking on the gold scatter plot opens the example scatter plot file, showing a scatter plot representing gold concentrations. Double-clicking on any other example file will close the gold scatter plot and open the new file. Let's leave the gold scatter plot open. Double-clicking on the Load Data text will open a Load Data window. You can then select any data file and click through the import process. The data will then appear in the network window. The four remaining folders contain the modules. Double-click on a module to add it to the network window. If a module is already selected, the new module is automatically connected to the selected module. For example, let's select the gold concentration.dat in the network window. Now let's double-click on Gritter in the module library. Gritter is under the computational folder. You will notice that when you double-click on Gritter in the module library, a Gritter module is added to the network window, connected to the gold concentration.dat module. The network window contains all of the modules that are currently loaded into the existing Voxler project. Each module has multiple parts. First, there are connection pads on either side of the module box. The connector pad on the left side is the input connector pad. The scatterplot module is showing its input connector pad connected to the gold concentration.dat file. The connector pad on the right side of the box is the output connector pad. The gold concentration.dat module is output to a scatter plot, gritter, and bounding box. On the left side of the box there is a visibility check mark. A check indicates the module is visible. If the box is unchecked, the module is not visible. If we click in the box, the check mark is removed or added. The viewer window is automatically updated to turn on or off the display of the module. Here, the scatter plot is turned off in the viewer window when I uncheck the box. When I recheck it, the scatter plot reappears. The file name of each module is listed next to the checkbox. You can right-click on any module and choose Rename Module to change the display name. Finally, an indicator light is shown on the far right. When the light is green, the module is up to date. When the light is yellow, as the gritter module shows, the item needs to be updated. Click on the module in the network window to select it and update it in the Properties window. For the gritter, you need to click the Begin Gridding button at the bottom of the Property window to update. Modules in the network window can be moved by clicking on the module, holding the left mouse button down, and dragging the module to a new location. Let's click on the gritter module and move it from the top of the network window to below the data file. To delete a module, click on the module to select it, right-click, and choose Delete Module. The module is removed from the network window. To change the connection between modules, click on the connector pad, hold down the mouse button, and drag the cursor to another connection module. When the line changes to yellow, the connection can be made. Release the mouse button and the connection is finalized. For instance, let's click on the output connector module for the gritter and drag it to the input connection module for the bounding box. When the line changes to yellow, release the mouse button. The two modules are now connected. To add a new module, double-click on the item in the module library. For instance, select the gold concentration.dat module. Now double-click on Axes under Graphics Output. The Axes module is added to the network window and is automatically displayed in the viewer window. When a module is selected in the network window, the properties for that module are shown in the Properties window. For example, let's click on the scatterplot module in the network window. Now, let's change the color map to another color scheme. The colors in the viewer window automatically update. Each module has different properties available. For example, the gritter module has a geometry section where you can control the spacing and extents of the gridded data. Most changes to the project will be made in the Properties window. The final window is the Viewer window. The Viewer module shows all of the modules that are checked in the network window. If you decide that you do not want to view an item, uncheck the box in the network window. To rotate the view in the Viewer window, click on the screen, hold down the mouse button, and drag the mouse. Release the mouse, and a new rotation is shown. If you want the image in the Viewer window to remain rotating, release the mouse button while the mouse is still in motion. To stop rotation, click in the Viewer window. Sometimes you want to view the objects from a particular direction. You can use one of the predefined views under View, Define Views. The image automatically changes to this new direction. If you want to remember a particular view, choose View, Set Home. The position is saved. You can now rotate the objects to any new position. To return to the saved position, choose View, Home. I'm now going to close this Voxler file so that I can prepare for my next demonstration. Choose File, Close to close your file. I'm going to click No when prompted to save the changes to this file. You can continue watching the training videos, or you can begin working in the Voxler 2 program. An excellent place to start is the tutorial. To access the tutorial, open Voxler and choose Help, Tutorial.